It's hard to imagine a world without the internet. A world where letters took weeks to arrive, research meant hours in a library, and connecting with someone halfway across the globe was a feat of logistics, not a click. A world where information traveled at the speed of thought, but only if you were in the same room or at least within the same city. But this world existed not so long ago, and in some corners of the world it still does. We used to rely on telegrams, telephones, and physical mail to bridge the distance between us. When you wanted to learn something, you opened a book or walked to the library. When you wanted to speak with someone far away, you made a phone call or waited weeks for a letter to arrive. It was a slower world, one defined by the physical limitations of time and space. But somewhere along the way, a group of brilliant minds had an idea, a vision to break down the barriers of communication, to connect us across time and distance, to make the world feel a little smaller. It was a dream that started as a handful of experiments, but soon transformed into something much greater. A vision so powerful, it would change the very fabric of our lives. The story begins in a world overshadowed by tension, a world on the brink of monumental change. It was the 1950s, the height of the Cold War. Nuclear conflict wasn't just a distant fear. It was a looming possibility. Governments raced to outsmart each other, and the United States, faced with the question of survival, turned to its greatest resource: innovation. Communication was the lifeblood of any strategy. But what would happen if that lifeline was severed by an attack? How could messages endure when traditional systems failed? The answer was bold, unprecedented, and deeply imaginative. A network that could withstand catastrophe by design. A network without a single point of failure. A decentralized system. In a small office at the Rand Corporation, a visionary named Paul Barron was quietly redefining how information could travel. His groundbreaking idea was packet switching, a system where messages weren't sent as a single piece, but broken into smaller, independent packets. Each packet would take its own route to the destination, like tiny messengers navigating a maze. If one path was blocked, the packets would simply find another. And once they arrived, they'd reassemble into the original message. It was a concept so ahead of its time that many dismissed it as impossible. Yet Barron persisted, laying the foundation for a network that wouldn't just survive an attack. It would adapt, endure, and thrive. Fast forward to 1969. Decades of theoretical work were about to bear fruit. The Advanced Research Projects Agency, tasked with solving the unsolvable, launched the ARPANET. The very first message sent on ARPANET was short and simple: LO. An attempt to type the word login was cut short by a system crash. But in that humble moment, a spark was lit, a spark that would grow into a flame of global connection. From the Cold War's shadow, a revolutionary idea was born. It was more than just a technical solution. It was a vision of resilience, adaptability, and the power of connection. What started as an experiment to safeguard communication became the seed of something far greater. A technology that would eventually transform the very fabric of human interaction. After the initial concept of packet switching was developed in the 1960s, the United States government sought to turn theory into reality. ARPANET, the first operational packet switching network, was born. By 1969, 4 nodes were connected: UCLA, Stanford Research Institute, UC Santa Barbara, and the University of Utah. These early connections were groundbreaking. The idea of computers talking to each other in real time laid the groundwork for the interconnected systems we rely on today. As ARPANET grew in the 1970s, so did its potential. Researchers discovered that beyond data sharing, the network could transform communication itself. In 1971, Ray Tomlinson, working late at night, sent the first email. The content of that historic email is lost to time, but its impact endures. It was the first spark of a global revolution in how we connect. But challenges remained. As ARPANET expanded, connecting networks with different architectures and protocols became a formidable task. In 1973, Vinton Cerf and Bob Kahn presented a solution: the Transmission Control Protocol/Internet Protocol, or TCP/IP. This universal standard wasn't just a technical marvel. It was the foundation that allowed networks around the world to speak the same language. TCP/IP transformed ARPANET into a scalable and adaptable system. It didn't just link computers, it unified them, paving the way for the global internet. By the 1980s, ARPANET had grown beyond its original military and academic purposes. It was no longer just a tool. It was a platform for innovation. Applications like email and file sharing became indispensable, proving that the network could transform lives. As the internet matured, visionaries dreamed of new ways to organize and share information. Tim Berners-Lee, a British computer scientist at CERN, imagined a web of interconnected documents that anyone could access. His invention, the World Wide Web, was built on three pillars: the URL, HTTP, and HTML. In 1991, he launched the first website, a modest beginning for what would become a boundless universe of knowledge. From ARPANET's 4 humble nodes to a web spanning continents, the visionaries of the 20th century didn't just create technology. They created a new way for humanity to connect, share, and innovate. Their work wasn't just about computers. It was about people and the limitless possibilities of collaboration. The 1990s were the internet's coming-of-age story. Once confined to universities and research labs, it was now entering homes and businesses. For the first time, the world was just a click away. AOL brought families online, introducing them to email, chat rooms, and the thrill of instant communication. The internet wasn't just a tool, it was an experience. Suddenly, "You've got mail" wasn't just a notification, it was a moment of excitement. Companies like Netscape and Yahoo organized the web, making it easier to navigate. Suddenly, search engines replaced encyclopedias, and websites became windows to endless possibilities. Entrepreneurs like Jeff Bezos and Pierre Omidyar saw the potential of this new frontier. Bezos envisioned Amazon as a store with infinite shelves, while Omidyar turned eBay into a global marketplace. As the millennium approached, a new fear gripped the digital world: Y2K. Programmers realized that many computer systems weren't designed to handle the transition to the year 2000. Would planes fall from the sky? Would banks lose decades of data? Thanks to tireless efforts, the Y2K bug was largely averted. It became a symbol of how the internet age required not just innovation, but vigilance. Meanwhile, the dot-com boom was in full swing. Investors poured billions into internet startups, fueling a frenzy of innovation. It seemed like everyone had an idea for the next big thing. For a moment, it felt unstoppable. Fortunes were made overnight, and the internet was the new gold rush. But not every idea was built to last. By 2000, the dot-com bubble burst, wiping out companies and fortunes overnight. It was a hard lesson in the risks of unbridled optimism. Despite the crash, the internet endured. The survivors adapted, learning from failure to build stronger foundations. From the chaos of Y2K and the dot-com crash emerged a new era of resilience and growth. The internet evolved into a tool for connection, commerce, and creativity, forever changing the way we live. The 1990s laid the foundation for a digital world. From dial-up to broadband, from Y2K fears to boundless innovation, the internet became a cornerstone of modern life, a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity. The mid-2000s marked the dawn of a new era, the rise of social media. It began in rooms like this, where a simple idea to connect classmates would evolve into a platform connecting billions. Platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter didn't just change how we communicate. They redefined what it means to be part of a global community. Suddenly, everyone had a voice. Movements were born in real time. Ideas crossed oceans at the speed of light. And for the first time in history, the world felt truly interconnected. But this new reality wasn't without its complexities. The same tools that brought us closer also raised questions about isolation, privacy, and the impact of technology on our humanity. Yet the potential was undeniable. The internet had become more than just a tool. It was now a stage where anyone could create, share, and inspire. A new era of human connection had begun. But with great power comes great responsibility. The internet, a marvel of human ingenuity, also became a double-edged sword. It brought us closer, yet sometimes at the cost of our security and trust. Cybercriminals exploit vulnerabilities, threatening the safety of individuals, businesses, and nations alike.
I need your expertise on it.
Privacy, once sacred, is now a battleground. Our lives, once private diaries, have become open books, in exchange for convenience and connection. In misinformation, it spreads faster than truth, sowing division where there could be understanding. Yet, despite the challenges, the future glimmers with possibility. Artificial intelligence is redefining creativity and problem-solving. Virtual reality and the metaverse promise to reshape how we work, learn, and play, blurring the lines between the physical and digital worlds. The possibilities are endless, limited only by our imagination and ethics. But amid all the innovation, one truth remains timeless. The internet was, is, and always will be a tool, a reflection of our collective hopes, fears, and ambitions. As we stand on the threshold of tomorrow, the choice is ours. Will we let it divide us? Or will we harness its power to unite, to inspire, and to build a future where everyone has a voice? The road ahead may be uncertain, but together, we hold the key to shaping a world where the internet fulfills its greatest promise: to connect, share, and innovate for all. If you've enjoyed this journey, subscribe to So Classic for more timeless stories that celebrate creativity, culture, history, and the art of living. Thank you for watching.